All right, my friends. So hopefully all of you guys are having a great day. I want to make this quick video talking about how I just made $150 in about 30 minutes work time. In total of all my time spent, we'll say about an hour, because it took me about 15 minutes to get to the location, 15 minutes to get back home, a little less actually, and then the job itself. So I was able to invest I was able to invest 1 hour of my time and in return get $150. Now, frequently people are like, you can't really make that much money on Taskrabbit. I don't know if who you all are talking to when it comes to making good money on TaskRabbit, and specifically, I don't know if you consider $150 to be good money. I do personally, and if I could make $150 in 30 minutes work time, or just or an hour of my time, I'm not going to be mad about that. Now the goal is to make as much as possible and as little as possible, but nothing. That's the goal. That would be the ideal situation where you can make $1 trillion in an hour, of course. But that ain't realistic, really. I mean, that ain't happening too often. So I want to share with you guys how I am able to put myself in a position where I could potentially, or where you could potentially also make $150 in 30 minutes work time, or an hour of your time. All right, so if you haven't already, smash that thumbs up. Please do. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. It also, lets me know you guys enjoy and appreciate this type of content, which, the more I know you guys like it, the more I'm inclined to continue to produce it. Make sense? So smash that thumbs up, and I appreciate you guys for watching. And if you're new here, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Then you can stay up to date when I release new videos on Taskrabbit and just other ways to increase your earnings, make more money, right? So it's pretty simple. Now, my hourly rate is $100 an hour, and I do have an hour and a half minimum. So by me applying an hour and a half minimum to my hourly rate, I'm guaranteed to make $150, regardless of how quickly I'm able to do the job. So if this was a delivery of a couch, or if this was a job where they need help with moving furniture, from one room to another room, and it's just me, I'm not with any other helpers, any other taskers, or anything like that, well, I'll be able to essentially make $150 in that 5 minutes, that 10 minutes, whatever that duration is, because I have that hour and a half minimum. And it's something that I, clearly state on my profile in the description area, but also when I speak with a customer, when they reach out to me and they say, I would like to work with you, what's your rate, and I say I have my rate's $100 an hour with a 1.5 hour minimum, and that lets them know the minimum they're going to have to pay is $150. And so oftentimes you'll find some clients, some prospective customers, that will put up a fight, so to speak, and 150, it's only going to take 45 minutes, or 150, it's only going to take an hour or 20 minutes. Well, the important thing that you have to do at that point is remind them that you are investing your time to drive to them, to get to them, and then get back home. And this is time that you wouldn't be spending towards that commute time if the job wasn't there, if the customer wasn't in need. I'm getting a call you back. In need of your services. So I charge them for, I have the hour and a half minimum to help offset the travel time that I will be spending for that customer. Because too often people are like, oh, it's only a 20-minute job. And I'm like, no, it's not just 20 minutes, because I'm investing my time and energy to actually drive there and get on site and then get back home. So however much time the actual travel time takes, plus the job itself, is really how much time you're investing towards that particular customer and that particular job. More often than not, people, taskers especially, but, general laborers, I think oftentimes don't really think about that, especially if you're new. Some people still don't do it, even if I explain it to them, just because maybe they're scared of, they're going to miss out on opportunities, on work, on business, or I don't know what it is, but ultimately, to me, I think it's reasonable. I think it's fair. It's not taking advantage of anyone. Some people do, like I've seen moving companies do a 3 hour minimum. Um, or I would say more common is 2 hours, and that's what a lot of taskers do on Taskrabbit as well. But yeah, I stick with my 150. I think it's allowing me to still get those shorter jobs. If you're doing a 2 hour minimum, if you're on TaskRabbit, something to think about. Like, yeah, you're gonna get more money from doing jobs that are less. But again, like, someone might not um, want to work with you because they know it's only gonna take 20 minutes. And I know what I said before. Well, it takes 20 minutes to drive there and 20 minutes to drive home, so that's an hour. Well, okay, that's an hour. So that's still not, amounting to the 2 hours. Now, of course, maybe it takes an hour to do the job, and then you get a 30-minute drive and then a 30-minute drive home. That's 2 hours. That would match it. But, of course, you never know really the distance and stuff like that beforehand or whatnot. So I just think the 1.5, the hour and a half, is a good, fair common ground. It's not me trying to take advantage, and I'm still not kind of getting overlooked on jobs that I know people are like, it's going to be really fast, it'll be easy. Yeah, like I'm not booking someone at that rate, pay them for 2 hours when I know, it's only going to be a 20-minute job. So I think 1.5 is kind of that good compromise, right? Like I said, today's job literally took 30 minutes for me to do in terms of work time, and I'm still able to get paid the full 1.5 hours. If it was something that would have been, it's going to take, and I think he was under the impression, I think it was going to take longer than that as well. So, again, if it's something where I'm in a position where it's like, it's a 5-minute job, it's a 10-minute job. I mean, I've gotten hired to literally pull someone's trash bins from the house down to the street. And there were a few of them, just because the client was out of town and they weren't available to do it. They booked me. Had I had the 2 hour minimum, I don't think they would have booked me. But the 1.5 was still low enough where they were like, you know what, we're gonna book this person. Now the other aspect to it that I think is important to mention is that the job I had today, the task job I had today, was actually a repeat customer that I worked for yesterday. So, not like a repeat customer. I shouldn't say a repeat customer that I've worked for numerous times. Yeah, I don't want to give that impression when I say repeat customer. I think usually it's like, oh yeah, I've worked with them a bunch. I literally worked with this gentleman for the first time yesterday, and I was with another tasker, Javel, that I brought. And anytime I show up to a job with me and my helper, Adam Helper's my brand, so I always say my helpers, even if another tasker or whatever. But anytime I'm on a job with someone else, like, or by myself, of course, like, I just want to make sure we're giving it our all and we're working hard. We're not, again, taking advantage of a customer. A lot of taskers, a lot of movers, general laborers will kind of milk the clock. I get it if you're tired from you going hard for like the first hour and a half, right? Now you got to pace yourself a bit if it's a fairly big job. But again, a lot of taskers, a lot of movers, general laborers, contractors, this is why a lot of movers, for example, have bad reputations. It's part of the reason I was like, let me focus on the moving business, because I have experience there and I think I have good customer service skills along with the marketing and sales experience. So it's kind of a perfect, combination. But more often than not, you're getting these situations where people just, kind of milking the clock. They're taking advantage of a customer in a particular job and whatnot. I don't do that. I work my butt off. I try to do as best as possible when it comes to just being on the clock and working for a customer. And although my rates are competitive, when you work with the customer and they see that you do care and that you are trying and you are giving it your all, they're going to be more inclined to hire you again, which will increase your likelihood. No, not increase your likelihood, but once they hire you again, then it's going to increase your income when you go and work. So, basically my point is, give it your all, right? Work your butt off, and, don't like cut corners. Don't try to like, try to milk the clock and, pull any of that like kind of shady-ish. It's like, just give it your all, work hard. Customers will see it, they'll appreciate it, And in return, you're gonna, like I said, make more money, because they'll be inclined to hire you again and again and again. So yeah, fairly straightforward, but you would be surprised at how often like taskers are like, trying to take advantage of people. They're just not giving it their all, trying to milk the clock, and then they never get hired again, right? This was a job that took me 30 minutes. I worked with the customer yesterday. He booked me again on the app, like this morning at like 12 or something, or last night. And, here I am. I'm finishing up that job, but making another 150 from that same customer, doing, an hour of my time. Not too bad, right? So, hey, I'm going to continue to start to create videos like this, probably just jumping on the phone, not trying to make anything complex, anything elaborate, just really simple, straightforward, like kind of more simple and basic, but again, just direct and to the point, nothing flashy. Maybe I'll have some of those videos in the mix too, but I just want to make sure I'm producing videos frequently and constantly. And I think part of the challenge has been, I do have my editor in the mix that I was working with for a bit, and just trying to give him stuff, but it's not, it's a lot of moving parts. So, in any case, if you are part of the gig economy, I do want to point out really quickly, I have a new CRM, a tool, a software. It's a customer relationship management tool, a sales tool to help you with growing your business, and specifically giving you insight into your sales, giving you insight into your customers that you may not have been aware of, that'll help you with improving your sales and marketing strategy as you continue to grow your business. So definitely look out for TR Growth CRM. And let's make this money, right? I was going to say honey. Let's make this money, honey. Or sunny. I think I was going to say sunny, but I was thinking honey. Yeah. But in any case, hopefully you guys found this video helpful, motivational, encouraging. I know Taskrabbit, this is that slow time of the year, but don't give up on it. If you're new, stick with it. It'll pan out. It'll work out when it's all said and done, but don't give up on it yet. All right. So smash that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Hopefully you found this helpful, motivational, encouraging. And if you have any questions, any thoughts or suggestions, leave them down below after you like this video and subscribe. All right, guys, you already know what it is. I gotta keep it moving, but I'll see you in the next video. Peace.